Alright gamers, welcome back. World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore Ironman Adventures episode 113. Took a little break, changed my shirt, did some dishes, switched some laundry out. It's not too much later than our last episode, but we are back. Now, let's go ahead and pop the hearth. We're going to get to the other side of the continent, back over at the Swamp of Sorrows. Let's go talk to the fallen hero of the Horde and a few of the characters down in the Blasted Lands. Probably be our last episode for tonight. That way I at least have 3 episodes pre-recorded. I don't know how I'm going to post them. I was hoping I would have at least like 6 to 8. But realistically, it takes a lot of time. So, we got 3. I'll probably do just 3 this week, and then maybe next week we'll miss some. Like this week we'll probably do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the following week I'll probably just take a little vacation from posting WoW videos because we're out of town again, as I've mentioned many times. But
it's hard to imagine that so much death and despair could be confined to such a small area. Yet beyond the swamp is a land plagued by chaos and destruction. Watch your step, adventurer. The Blasted Lands are the final resting place to far greater beings than you.
I don't like the sound of that. He's also a spirit, it seems. So, fall from grace.
Hear my story, person.
Got a little Corona for the final episode tonight. Listen to the fallen hero of the Hordes tell his story. Why are you here?
Thrall's grasp, they called us. 20 of Thrall's most accomplished and honored soldiers. I had ordered the regiment to build an encampment here on the border of the Blasted Lands while we waited for our orders to arrive from Orgrimmar. Weeks passed without word from the war chief. The men grew restless. It was a judgment call, adventurer. I was young and ambitious, afraid of nothing. The battalion would set forth into the Blasted Lands under my command. A decision I would later regret.
It's actually a really cool story. Continue, please.
Regret. It is all I have now. One bad decision resulting in several horrible outcomes. If only I had waited for those orders. Maybe they would have detailed the horrors that awaited us in those cursed lands. Maybe they were to redirect us to another detail. Ultimately, it was my fault. All of it was my fault.
It's tragic, brother.
As a spirit, I am powerless, adventurer. Assist me. Allow me to regain my honor.
I mean, we have to.
Regret. It is all I have now. One bad decision resulting in several horrible outcomes. If only I had waited for those orders. Maybe they would have detailed the horrors that awaited us in those cursed lands. Maybe they were to redirect us to another detail. Ultimately, it was my fault. All of it was my fault. So here I stand, awaiting orders. I must know. I must have those orders. Dispatch Commander Ruag resides in Stonard. Find him and find out what became of the orders.
Right. Ruag. Back at Stonard. Dark Moonfair spawns in Elwyn Forest in 4 hours. We've already finished our business with the Dark Moonfair, thankfully. Now, oh, I was supposed to look for bullets in the Gizmorium of Gadgetzan. Maybe there's a general vendor here. Food and drink, hunter, pet, arcane goods. I don't think so. Another potion, we'll buy it. Cloth and leather. Maybe you have. No, I was hoping maybe a rare item that we could buy. Weapons merchant? Nope. Blacksmith supplies? No. Damn. I think I missed my chance to buy some bullets. Alchemist, Warlock Trainer, Demon Master. Dispatch Commander Ruag.
Thrall's grasp. The story is still fresh in my mind.
He shakes his head.
Terrible thing that happened to that regiment. The Horde lost some of its best soldiers when that battalion was destroyed. The orders? What could you possibly want with the orders? What are you implying, adventurer? Of course I relayed those orders. The soldiers I sent the
Did he
orders
not relay
with
those
were
orders?
ambushed and brutally beaten by Murlocs. Only one survived, if you can call that surviving. He can hardly speak, cannot walk, and must be fed through a tube. If you want to know what happened to those orders, speak with Bengor. I'm sure he is around here somewhere. And, adventurer, be mindful of what you stick your nose into. It may get bitten off.
Why are you threatening me? Did you not do something you were supposed to? Did you not actually give those orders? Valencia. Level 49 priest in big house. Thank you, brother. He nodded. What a nice guy. Oh shit, Bengor.
Swamp Towel.
Shit.
Talker.
Thank you, sister.
Swamp Towel. Talker. Orders were given by the dispatch commander. We took orders on way to blasted lands. Ambushed. Murlocs. Many Murlocs. One named Swamp Talker. Took orders from my hands as spear thrust into my skull. East. Cave.
Ooh. So, Swamp Talker, a Murloc that resides in the caves over here that we've been to before. Oh, I think I've seen that Murloc. Is that the one that was at the top of the little plateau in there? Well, I mean, we're buffed up. Now is the time to go back in there. And 56 stamina. What a power word, fortitude. As well as 23 spirit. Attacks to us deal 15 damage back. And then we also have 240 armor. All of our attributes are increased by 10. And all our resistances increased by 15. That's really nice. So now we have a total of, what, 25 shadow resistance, 30 fire resistance, 15 nature, frost, and arcane. Dude had a spear shoved into his head. That's crazy. I guess let's throw on target Swamp Talker. They're still green, so I'm going to need to slip past them. There's probably going to be some ore in here. If it's mithril, we want it. Everything else, eh. We've already taken down this rare too, Fingat. We've seen him in here before, but if he's up again, that'd be nice. But they don't have pockets to pick, which is actually really nice. That'll save us a lot of time. Oh, there's Swamp Talker. He's the one at the top of the plateau, I think. Nice little 3-piece. Let's go ahead and pop sprint. Get it on cooldown. I'm not very afraid of this cave at this point. I'm 10 levels higher than these mobs. And Swamp Talker's all the way over there, so. I remember when we first came into this cave, I was a little afraid of creeping through it, but now they are humanoid. They're probably going to run when they get close to death, so let's go ahead and kidney him, make sure we don't let him run. Alright, just a little 2-piece. It's actually kind of nice. Swamp Talker. He's higher level than most of the other Murlocs in here. I remember last time we were in this cave, he was like right here in the middle. What's he doing in this cave if they ambush them in the Blasted Lands, though? Damn. The War Chief's orders. The seal is broken. Commander, return to Orgrimmar. Your force is inadequate. Must reanalyze our position based upon new information. Large number of Shadow Sworn and Ogres present. Demons guard the Dark Portal. They're all War Chief of the Horde. So their orders are actually to come back to Orgrimmar. But Ruag sent them in anyways. So Ruag is the reason they were killed. Ruag got these men killed. Which is why he threatened us and he was like, don't put your nose in business that doesn't belong to you, basically. I'm gonna get back to town and be like, you son of a bitch, it was all your fault. You got those good men killed. I'm just gonna throw the fish away. And the fish oil. They're worth pennies. And we are about half a level into 54, which is pretty nice. But at this point we need 167,000 experience to level up. Whew. I think from 59 to 60 it's like 220,000, something like that, which is, it's a lot of experience. You figure kills with rested experience are giving us, on level kills are giving us roughly, I'd say anywhere from 800 to 1,000 experience. So with that, we'll probably, to get to from 59 to 60, we'll probably need to kill like 250, 300 mobs that are our level or a little lower. And I'm sure that we're gonna have to do some farming to hit level 60. We're gonna run out of quests, so I know a lot of people will farm mobs in Winter Spring. That's probably what we'll do too. I know like Yetis are pretty solid to farm, so probably just kill a bunch of Yetis until we hit 60 or whatever. But maybe we'll save one quest. Maybe this rogue quest of ours. Where is it? Sealed as your bag. Like maybe I'll look and see if this has a chain. And if this isn't the last quest in the chain, maybe we'll get to the last quest in the chain and save that as our like final quest to turn in and level up. And then once we get to exactly enough experience to where we know we're like, okay, this will level us up, we'll go turn it in. We'll set off all the fireworks and we'll make a big show out of it. It's hard to imagine that so much death and despair. Oh, he's already said that. Okay. Awaiting orders.
It is worse than I imagined. 19 of my men could have been spared from the agony which they faced. If only I had not acted so irrationally. You must help them, adventurer. I am powerless to act.
Of course. Tale of sorrow.
Before we may continue, you must hear my story.
Okay. Would you believe that in my darkest hour, at the apex of my being, I failed? As I fled from the wanton destruction of the forces that overwhelmed us, the only sound I could hear were the screams of my soldiers and the rapid beat of my own heart. A short while later I returned to the Blasted Lands in hope of rescuing my men and restoring my honor. Instead I was captured and beaten until dead. What I found out during my inquisition and subsequent torture was horrifying. Please continue.
My captors were cruel beyond measure, adventurer. They would alternate between Lieutenant Kirith and I, torturing one while the other watched. During a lull in the activity of an especially brutal day, Kirith told me what had happened to my men and a plan he had been formulating to free them from their masters. they suffered a fate far worse than death, or even the pain Kirith and I endured.
What could be worse than death?
Neither you nor I could possibly imagine the pain an individual suffers when their soul is ripped from their body.
Ooh.
They are not dead, and by no means are they alive. Instead, they walk the land, servants of those that bind them to this world. Lord Razilik, demonic overlord of these lands, enslaved them all. 9 he took for his own, placing stones of binding near the dark portal. The remaining 9 were divided up between his subordinates.
Subordinates?
Neither you nor I could possibly imagine...
That's not what you said. The Archmage Alistarge of the Shadowsworn was granted 3. Lady Savine, Warlock of the Shadowsworn, was also granted 3. The remaining 3 were given to Grawl the Destroyer, Lord of the Dreadmaw Ogres of these blasted lands. You see, Bale, without a soul, the body cannot be killed. The remnants of my men are now indestructible, fighting units. Thankfully, they are bound in how far they can travel by the Stones of Binding. What are the Stones of Binding?
Neither you nor I.
That's not what you're saying. They are exactly what you need to destroy in order to free the regiment. As I had told you earlier, Kirith had a plan. Each of the servants does have a physical weakness. Punish their physical form in proximity of their stone until they are near the state of disintegration. It is at that point, and at that point alone, that the Stones of Binding are vulnerable to attack. You must hurry to destroy the stones, however, as once the enslaved regain their composure, they will be invulnerable to harm once again. You can count on me, hero.
My captors were cruel beyond me.
That's not what you're saying. I wish it were true, Bale, but it will take more than you alone to overcome the forces of Razalek and his subordinates. Gather a suitable group of adventurers and would-be heroes, and free my men of their eternal torture. 18 stones you must shatter. Fight hard and die with honor. I shall.
The time to act is now, adventurer. It will take more than you alone to overcome the forces of Razalek and his subordinates. Gather a suitable group of adventurers and free my men of their eternal torture. 18 stones you must shatter. Fight hard and die with honor, adventurer.
Well, it's hardcore and I'm not really trying to die, and this quest is a level 57 quest that he's recommending we have a group, so we're going to wait on that one. But we're going to push into the Blasted Lands. Let's go talk to the Bloodmages. That sounds like a storm. Now this is the land where the dark portal is. Oh, it is a storm. Netherguard Minor. I saw a lightning bolt. Yep. There's a perpetual storm going on here. And a mine. I'm assuming there would be some ore in there. But for now, we'll hold off. We might have a quest that sends us in there at some point. Blood Elves. Dreadmaw Hold. Let's go with Bloodmage Lenore.
Hello.
While my brother, Drazael, focuses his analysis on the more physical nature of the beasts of the Blasted Lands, I tend to focus on the more cerebral and spiritual aspects of the wildlife. It is true that the beasts exhibit extremely unusual strength, agility, and stamina, but some of them also possess great intelligence and regenerative abilities, untied to their physical being. Perhaps you would be interested in helping advance my research, Undead. Let's go with Vulture's Vigor.
I am listening.
Death does indeed have wings in these Blasted Lands, Undead. I've witnessed the Black Slayers and Bone Pickers feasting upon the corpses of many fallen adventurers, sometimes feeding upon the most vile and disease-ridden of carcasses. It is a wonder, then, how their internal systems overcome the pestilence that claims these lands. Assist me in my studies, Bale. Gizzards I need. 2 Snickerfang jowls will also be required for the base of the concoction. You will be rewarded twofold for your efforts. Gizzard Gum. Increases your stamina by 25 when consumed. It lasts 60 minutes, strawberry flavored. Oof.
What brings you here?
The Basilisk's Bite.
I am listening.
These wastelands are riddled with the redstone basilisks, Bale. These basilisks have adapted and flourished, more so than any of the other wildlife within the region. I have watched from afar as they hunt and go about their daily activities. The beasts exhibit a thought process more complex than even some humanoids. I must study their brains. Retrieve 10 of their brains for me. The compound cannot be complete, however, without 2 vulture gizzards to form the base of the solution. Cerebral cortex compound increases your intelligence by 25 when consumed. It lasts 60 seconds. Best served chilled. Right. Let's talk to our brother, Dryzale. The beasts of these blasted lands exhibit preternatural attributes, heretofore unseen in nature. We have theorized that the energy which was released upon the opening of the dark portal infused into their physical being and forced the creatures to evolve into their current forms. Fearsome beasts they are, no doubt, but we also believe that they could prove to be quite useful in our studies. Perhaps you'd be interested in assisting us in the studies of these beasts, Bale. Snicker Fang Jowls. It is a well-known fact that the hyenas possess tremendous strength in their jowls, but the strength to snap through 3 inches of thorium steel? Impossible, improbable, and yet I've seen this demonstrated with my own eyes. Venture forth into the blasted lands and bring me 3 Snickerfang jowls as you search for the Snickerfang. Be on the lookout for boars and scorepox. The initial assay also require 2 blasted boar lungs and 1 scorepox pincher to complete. Roids increases your strength by 25 when consumed. Robust operational imbued derived from Snickerfang. Roids. A boar's vitality. Within these blasted lands exists 2 species of boar, the Ashmane boar and the hell boar. It would appear that their stamina of these beasts rendered nearly immune to harm, as the other animals find them too difficult to kill and consequently not worth the effort. We need to perform further analysis, Bale. Should you bring me 3 blasted boar lungs, 2 scorepox pinchers, and 1 basilisk brain, I shall create a divine elixir from the residue of the assay. You will be my first test subject. Lung juice cocktail. Increases your stamina by 25%. 100% grade A lung juice, freshly squeezed. Ugh. And finally, the decisive striker. Have you ever watched them in battle, Bale? The scorepucks, I mean. Have you ever seen the grace and agility which they move? The decisiveness of their strikes. If only we could somehow isolate that agility and encapsulate it. We would be wealthy beyond it would be a boon for the scientific community. Assist me, Bale, and I shall allow you a sample of the assay. In order to create a stable sample, I will need 3 scorepox pinchers, 2 vulture gizzards, and 1 blasted boar lung. We get the ground scorepox assay. Increases your agility by 25%, or 25 when consumed. Lasts 20 or 60 minutes, guys. Excuse me. So basically, everything is shared with each other. We just need to kill a bunch of creatures. These buzzards have executes. I need to be very careful with that. Let's not overpull them. Let's not risk it and get low. Let's play this by the books here. Use a carrion surprise. I still have stamina buff for 13 minutes. The scorepox stingers, they just have a venom sting, so that's not too scary. There's the Snickerfangs. We're just gonna have to kill a bunch of beasts in this land, but while we hunt the Black Slayer, the gizzards, let's be very careful and mindful that these things have an execute. Thankfully I rip right through them, but keep the giant eggs. Go ahead and just use my evasion here. In total, I need 14 of the gizzards and 6 of the pinchers. That poison's gonna break me out of my stealth. That poison stacks. Oof, it's kind of nasty. Oh yeah. Arcane fissures all over this place. We got a gel. I'll keep the mystery meat, the red wolf meat. Everything else. Jet black feather. Need 5 of the gels total. A wretched lost one. The rare in here is called Mojo the Twisted. Gonna go through a lot of my roasted quail out here, I can already tell, but I don't really want to take a chance while we're messing with these buzzards. Once I get the gizzards, I'll feel much safer, but I need 14 of these total, so we're going to be fighting a lot of these slayers. If I get even close to 40% health, I'm going to use a potion when I'm fighting these things. Let's stay locked in here while we're fighting them. That was a perfect timed stealth there. We're gonna have a ton of mystery meat by the time we're out of here. It's interesting that their skin has gone like black. I've never seen hyenas with like charcoal skin. Rise of the Defiler. Now remember, this is the zone that the dark portal exists in. This is how the orcs originally came from Draenor into Azeroth. So obviously that portal and that energy has affected these beasts, as the blood mages have said. Excuse me. Damn. Such a long poison. There we go, we got a pincher. To 45 to 50-second poison is what I think I saw. It's a nasty little poison. We need 6 pinchers in total for all the quests. Was just about to take another hit of poison. Just got that Garrote off. Glowing scorpion blood. Damn, 20 silver is crazy. Dipping a little low here. I'm still poisoned. That's gonna break me out of my stealth. Hopefully you don't see me. Enfeeble. I don't know what that is. Some kind of curse or disease or something. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of this mystery meat and honestly just wolf meat, giant eggs by the time we're done with all these quests, so, you know, more cooking food for us, I guess, but just got that off before I took another tick of poison. Unfortunately, our anti-venom is only going to clear one stack of that poison, and it's the higher the level of the poison, the more likely it's going to fail. So this goes up to level 25. This is like a level 50 poison. Chances are this anti-venom is going to fail, right? But I want to take on these buzzards, but I should probably wait until... I have at least Blade Flurry off cooldown. Yeah, we got broken out. Actually get a lot of those Scorpid Pinchers, which is nice. Scorpock Pinchers, I should say. Nasty crit from the bird. Another gizzard, some mystery meat, buzzard talons. Wait for the poison to hit, then go into stealth. Got it. Almost, yeah, I was about to take a hit. I mean, I ripped through these birds really quickly, but... So 2 more of these pinchers, 1 more of these pinchers now, and I don't have to fight any more scorpions, which is really nice. I can stop worrying about this poison. So I'm kind of just trying to get the poison out of the way. Let the poison tick real quick. Then we'll dip into stealth. We have a couple more seconds. Got it off nice. Kind of check the road as we're moving. Give me the last one right here. So I don't have to worry about these scorpions. Never. Deathly Usher. I don't know what this is, and at these higher levels, I just need to be very careful. Dealing with anything in the open world that a quest isn't steering me towards. I could interact with this thing and all of a sudden 5 elites just spawn and they fucking zerg me and almost one-shot me. I know there's something like that out in the eastern or western plague lands where it's like you just interact with this thing and all of a sudden like a bunch of elites spawn and it could just kill you. Like, sketchy, sketchy, sketchy stuff. I need 5 jowls total. We only have 1. Hey, Gossamer Gloves of the Owl, worth 35 silver. Hopefully this thing doesn't poison me for another 3 seconds. Let this poison stack fall off, and now, yep, man, I'm glad I CC'd you because you were about to hit me with one. That would have been 4 stacks of poison. Okay, the poison just ticked. Dim. Of course, the last pincher is going to be the hardest to get. Dude, come on. I don't really want to take more than 3 stacks of this. It's hitting me for 35 every 5 seconds, but they're proccing at different times, I believe, is how this stack works. So 36, 1, 2, 3. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just 35 and the stack is just the duration. Doesn't feel like it's proccing at different times. Well, there go all our buffs. Our nice stamina buff from the priests and all that stuff, so. Oh, shit. I don't want to deal with you, man. Come on. Don't make me do this. Immolate? No. Enfeeblement? I don't know what that is. Okay, good. That's gonna interrupt my cannibalize. Yep. Alright. Need to find a vendor soon. I got a bunch of junk I need to sell. I knew it. Just give me the last pincher, man, so I can stop fighting these fucking scorpions. I'm sick of this poison. It just really messes up my stealth. Dude, it's always the last one, I swear. And of course, this guy's heading right to me. Bro, veer off. Go somewhere else. Come on. Good boy. Oh! Mojo the Twisted. Look at that. What are you doing up here? Wait for this poison to fall off real quick. So we'll see how much experience this rare gives me. I think I'm thinking of a different version of WoW, but I'm pretty sure he's just going to give me a normal amount of experience, not like a quest's worth, which would be crazy, but yeah, just a normal amount. We get the Tracker's Tunic, though. Be nice if I was a, like a boomkin, but it's a gold. That's nice. The large Scorpid Claws sell for 14 silver each. That's crazy. Most of this episode is just going to be me farming these mobs. The Jowls also have a really bad drop rate, it seems. Of course, you wicked your poison off on me.
Health warning. Health warning.
There we go. Let's go ahead and use a... Let's use some of the Clamlet Surprises. Fuck it. So okay, that's 6 of the Pinchers, so we don't need any more of these. We need 3 more Jowls and, like, God, 11 more Gizzards. Ugh. Let me see what the missus said. Alright. Back to it. Oh, I wasn't in stealth. What the hell? Definitely thought I was in stealth. $245 on the riposte is a crazy crit for 10 energy. Let that scorpion run away real quick. There we go. Let's get the gizzards. Isn't there a town in this area somewhere for the horde? Alright, we need to put a new poison on. Our poisons actually make up a lot of our damage at this point. Another gel. Still have 21 charges on the offhand. Might as well try and get as many of those as we can before we put another one on. We're gonna have so much carry and surprise, it's crazy. This is an alliance town, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it looks like one. But it also could just be an area that we're gonna quest in later, but another gel. So one more gel, and then we're done with the hyenas. We just need buzzards after that. There's the Ashman boars, we also need them. They have charge and growl. And we need the basilisks. I forgot about those too. God. This area is just going to be completely hunting. Something in... Is it their skin? Am I getting burned from their skin? Seems like it, yeah. They have like a built-in demon armor. And of course, basilisks, they have the crystal gaze, they can just stun you, but thankfully if they hit you, it breaks the stun, so. Let me pop my head up here real quick. Yeah, Netherguard Keep, I'm pretty sure this is an alliance capital. Yes. Well, maybe that's not true. Maybe this is a questing area. Nah, that's... I think the Alliance can go in there and they're safe. There's somewhere here that you can go that you're safe if you're the Alliance, I think. I don't know if Horde has something like that since we can just pop into Stonard, but... Be easy, it'd be easy. Another gizzard. Might have to take a trip to Stonard. I think we're gonna play for another 12 minutes and then get ready to get off and probably continue this another time, so. Looking behind me as we move, Shadow Sworn cultists. I'm sure we'll have a quest that takes us over here at some point, but... Servant of Alistarge. Sungrass. Fell beasts. More members of the Shadow Sworn. A stray black slayer. We need one more gel, so take on those snickering hyenas. So much mystery meat, man. I like questing out here though, it kind of feels like, whoa. Terramus the Devourer. It's another mob that's like a sumnus of Swamp of Sorrows. Except it's higher than level 62. We can at least see Somnus's level now. He's level 62. This is level probably 63, 4, 5 maybe. 90,000 damage and soul consumption. Okay, we need to be very mindful of that. Portal Seeker. More birds. This thing might roam the whole zone, so I need to be careful of that. Just kind of keep an eye on them. Okay, 2 more gizzards. Again, we need a total of 14, so we got a ways to go there. There's the Hell Boar. They have a Rush Charge and a Fire Nova. It might be a little more manageable than the other boars, but for now, let's just focus on one set of mobs. We'll work on the, oh, Thorium, yo. Big crit from the bird. I don't really have space for that thorium, but I'm gonna make space. Get rid of some mystery meat, I guess. Have enough of that. I can see Terramus's X very slightly right there. 288 on the mining. I'm pretty sure most other nodes work as a random thing where it can be anywhere from 2 to 4 hits depending on RNG with the node, but I think thorium, it's either a small node or it's a large node. Small nodes I think are always 2 hits, large nodes can be 3 or 4. I think that's how it works, I'm not sure, but that is a big scary dragon. Oh, you're a girl dragon. Shrek fans? That is a nice boulder. What do we have here? Buzzard Talon, you can keep it. Oh. Komisha, the collector. I was wondering where they were. To serve Komisha, everything counts in large amounts. Let's see what these quests are. It's fascinating. I have heard orcs proclaim the odor of humans to be sickening, and I have heard humans proclaim the odor of orcs to be wretched. Yet to me, all of the races of those lands give off the same odor, the foul, dizzying scent of greed. Do you doubt the validity of my claim? Do you not see these things that ruin your life as merely runoff from the greed which dictates your every decision? So be it. As it was greed that displaced me from my home, it shall be greed that takes me back. To serve Komisha. Undead, can your minuscule brain comprehend the rarity of a flawless sphere of Draenithite? Dre and I have spent lifetimes in search of just one of those crystals, only to meet horrible fates, their purpose unfulfilled. So you stand before Komisha, knowing what Komisha has requested and still wish to assist? Very well, Undead. At any time during your travels across these lands, should you find a flawless sphere of Draenithite, I don't know how to say Draenith. Return it to me and I shall reward you with riches beyond your wildest dreams. Emerald-encrusted chest. In your journeys throughout the Blasted Lands, should you ever come across a flawless Draenith sphere, take the item back to Komisha the Collector. Be warned, the gem is one of the most rare crystals in all of Azeroth. Any creature in these lands could be holding a flawless Draenith sphere. You'll be rewarded. Wow. Okay, so it's just a super rare drop. Okay. Although you may never find a flawless sphere of Draenith, you will undoubtedly uncover various imperfect fragments of the Draenith in your exploration of these lands. While it is doubtful that Kumisha will be able to use the flawed fragments to return home, the pieces may serve other useful potentials or purposes for Draenei. Return any pieces of flawed Draenith fragments that you may find, and I shall reward you. A chest full of junk. Cool. So for the fragments, we get junk, and for the whole thing, we get a emerald encrusted chest. Alright, we got about 4 to 5 minutes left. I'm going to try and get this last jowl and take out as many buzzards as we can. And then we'll just go ahead and hearth back to Stonard and... I want that. Yep, I know what I did. I guess I should have just ate the last of the clamlet surprise. And, yeah, they sell for the same. More mystery meat. Honestly, you can keep that too. I'd love to be able to take it, but I don't have the space. Let's try and get that last jowl. The bleed should finish you. So we get some bleeds on you. No gels. I want to get at least the last jowl before we get off, but... I know it's kind of a waste of poisons, but I still want to put it on. I know we're about to get off, but... I'll play until midnight, so I'll give it another like 5-6 minutes. Come on, man. It's always the last one. Three, 2, 1, that's a total of 6. So we're done with the pinchers. 3 and 2, it's a total of 5. Oh, wait, we're done. We have all the gels. 3 and 2. Where'd that other bird go? Okay, he's back there. Damn, spotted me. We're gonna end off tonight at 70% out of 100, obviously. 454. Pretty solid. I at least want the hollow wing. I'm gonna get rid of the mystery meat. Can't hold any more of those. Yeah, we'll hunt down a couple more birds. Like I said, we'll go till midnight in about 4 more minutes. Might be able to get another bird or two. Then we switch to the gun, just for the stat stick. Pull it away from the basilisk. Hey, that's 10 gizzards. Give me just 1 second. I got a phone call. Alright, gamers, we're back. Sorry, the missus called. Had to answer. But that's okay, we're already past our time. Obviously, we're past 12. It was a little bit of a phone call there, but let's go sell all this junk. We're at 25 gold. Let's see what we end up with after selling all this crap.
If we are to make these new lands ours.
Sorry, I can't sell anything to Caracol, but there should be at least like 2 or 3 gold worth of junk here. Whew. So that puts us at a total of, wow, like 5 or 6 gold there. I think I'm going to sell the dark iron scraps. I think this is more for blacksmiths, and I don't think I'm going to have a need for them, and they're just taking up space, but they don't even want them. Cool. Alright, gamers. We're going to call this one here for now. Now, I won't be on for 2 weeks, give or take, so the WoW videos are going to be a little bit postponed. I'll have these planned out. However, it'll probably just be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this coming week, and then the following week we won't have probably any WoW videos, unfortunately. So some time off on WoW. I don't really feel comfortable taking my laptop and playing hardcore WoW in another area, because again, if the internet isn't stable, I could get disconnected while I'm fighting something and just die. I would hate that. I would feel terrible. All of our hard work down the drain. So we're not going to do that. I'll just save the WoW until we get back. But I will bring my laptop. I'll work on some editing. I need to edit some descriptions for older videos. I've been very busy and lazy and just haven't been able to work on the descriptions. And I like to do like role playing in the description of each video to kind of explain like what our character did and what happened. So I'm behind on a lot of those episodes. If you've seen them, I've just been like description, quick notes of whatever happens in that video. So I'll work on those. I'll probably start another series while I'm in Florida, like some indie game that's quick and we can beat within 2 weeks. So yeah, I'll bring my camera, I'll bring my controller, I'll bring my laptop. We'll do a series while we're in Florida. I don't have tons of time to game down there. I've got class every day, basically. I'm going to be in a classroom and in the field. But thankfully, my class is done by 3. The missus is going to be coming with me, but she won't be there for the whole trip. She's going to go off and see some of her family that's down in Florida as well for half of it. So a lot of that time when she's not there is when I'm going to record and play the other game. But we will be back to WoW in 2 weeks. So we'll have full rested experience. I guess we can look forward to that. But yeah, let's go ahead and log off and call this one here for now. Thanks for hanging out, gamers. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace and love, and God bless.